Hi, you can call me the gaming science teacher, and welcome to your fortnightly rundown of Oculus Quest-centric virtual reality news. First, briefly in hardware, the HTC Vive Cosmos did release on October 3rd for $699. It has been plagued by reports of very short battery life in the controllers and tracking issues of different kinds. All of this leaving people wondering where this product fits in the market. It's hard to imagine if someone is looking for the value option, why they wouldn't go for an Oculus Quest or a Rift S, or if someone is looking for a premium option and money is no object, why they wouldn't go for a Valve Index. So we'll have to see how the HTC Vive Cosmos does, at least here in the Western market. It might be different in Eastern markets. But moving on to some new software announcements for Oculus Quest. First up, Team Switch by Virtual Studios is a game planned to come to the Quest in early 2021. This is an asymmetrical cooperative burglary game. So think something along the lines of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, where you have one player in VR wearing the headset and one or more players outside of VR who are helping, maybe reading a manual, providing information to the player wearing the headset. It also looks very similar to Covert. And the Kickstarter for Team Switch is currently ongoing. It ends October 18th, and it has, as of this time, not quite reached its funding goal, but it's getting pretty close. In the frequently asked questions on the Kickstarter, they are offering that if anyone wants a key, anyone backs the project on Kickstarter and wants a key on Oculus Quest instead of a Steam key, that is a possibility if you're willing to wait until 2021 to get it. The League VR was announced by Blackwall as coming to Quest in 2020, and this is going to be a VR football management simulator, and football as in soccer, not American football. In software titles that are going to be coming in the more near-term future, Knockout League from Grab Games is scheduled to release on Quest on October 17th. It's already available for pre-order for $19.99, and Knockout League is an arcade-style boxing game. And Synth Riders from Klug Interactive, if I'm saying that correctly, is in the Coming Soon section on the Oculus Quest store. Synth Riders is a popular rhythm game that already exists on PC VR, and it has a unique rail system where you are pulled on rails through a musical track, and then you need to do different dance moves in time with the music. This is going to include 30 songs. New software releases that we've had recently on the Quest include Death Horizon Reloaded from Dream Dev Studio. That is currently available for $19.99. That's a zombie-themed shooter. Also, Dreadhalls from White Door Games is now available on the Quest for $9.99. This is a dungeon crawling horror game. It's one of the VR horror classics that has been around for a very long time on PC VR. Glad to see it finally making its way onto the Quest. And in my personal opinion, this is the first paid app on the Quest that is worth its full asking price. At $9.99, I feel like Dreadhalls is worth it. Pretty much every other paid app I've seen on the Quest store so far seems to be about $5 to $10 overpriced, but Dreadhalls is really coming in at the right price. And a little bit out of the ordinary, I normally would not mention a new software release that is somewhere other than Quest, but this is making such a big splash, I thought I had to mention it. Asgard's Wrath by Sanzaro Games is currently available for $39.99 on the Rift. Not available on Quest, available on Rift. But like I said, I thought I had to mention it because it is making such big news. This is a vast, huge Norse mythology themed RPG, and it is UploadVR's highest ever reviewed game to date. There are multiple people saying that this is the best VR game yet. So I thought I would give that a mention. Although it will not be officially coming to Quest, there is always the possibility in the near future of playing Asgard's Wrath on the Quest via the Oculus Link cable, provided that you do have a VR-capable PC. Some recent updates to existing software included Sirento VR Untethered. Had a couple of updates which add a cooperative multiplayer mode, as well as a new weapon and a new map. A virtual desktop update has added a new VR keyboard with dictation, improved VR streaming for the side-loaded version, and a lot of other small improvements. And Sculptor VR has released an update that primarily adds thumbstick motion, among other improvements and updates. In the spirit of Halloween for the month of October, Richie's Plank Experience has added a free nightmare mode, and they've also included a disclaimer that it is not suitable for kids. Please do not put your kids in the nightmare mode. I'm not sure exactly what the content is. I'll leave that a surprise, but apparently not suitable for kids. And finally, Rec Room continues to add new features and new modes, and in their recent Stunt Builder update, you're now able to build your own stunt runner maps with bounce pads, checkpoints, cola boosts, and it also adds new props, new Rec Room original inventions, and more. So stunt runner maps are a relatively new type of map in Rec Room, where it's kind of like an obstacle course and a race, something maybe along the lines of a Ninja Warrior or an American Gladiator. And with the most recent update now, you can build your own stunt runner maps. In other news, two apps, Superhot and Dance Central, recently got new demos on the Quest. This is really exciting news. I hope that it means that more apps will be getting demos. I am particularly interested in seeing the Orbis VR demo become available on Quest. I hope it really opens up the door for that. The Dance Central demo in particular has an interesting feature. The way that it works is that every time you load up the demo, it randomly selects one of 3 songs for you to play. There's no option, no menu for you to choose which song you'd like to play. It randomly loads one up, and then as you play through the song, and as soon as you're finished, it kicks you out of the demo back to the Oculus Home, where you can then buy the full version of the game if you want to. But if you're wondering, the 3 possible games, the 3 possible songs you can play on the demo version of Dance Central include Finesse, September, and It Takes Two. Personally, September is one of the few songs on the entire Dance Central soundtrack that I really have any interest in dancing to, so I was glad to at least get to try that one out. The big drama in the Oculus Quest world recently is that the Beat On mod for Beat Saber is no longer going to be supported by the developers. This is due in part to an update to Oculus's content guidelines, which state, with a lot removed, quote, if you have side-loaded mods of applications available on or through our platform that appear to infringe on third parties' intellectual property rights or are otherwise not approved, then they may take action against you, and those actions included anything from a warning all the way up to having your Oculus account banned. So with those updates to their content guidelines, the developers of BeatOn have decided to discontinue support for that particular mod. Beat Games did reply to a tweet that they made back in May, where they announced that custom levels for Quest would come in a future update. In that reply, they said, quote, "We don't have any release date. We are definitely planning to allow our players to play custom levels in the future. We just have to rethink the whole approach to make sure we are not violating any law or copyright rights." I would note that they use the term custom levels, not custom songs. So it is entirely unclear whether, if this is implemented in the future, you would actually be able to use any song that you want to, or whether you would just be limited to creating a custom beat map for songs that already exist within Beat Saber. But this is completely understandable on both the part of the BeatOn developers as well as Beat Games, because clearly mods that may promote or encourage infringing on intellectual property rights for music that Beat Games does not have the license to use in Beat Saber clearly go against Oculus's content guidelines. And Beat Games can, of course, not just freely let anyone use any music that, again, they don't have the license to use in their game without probably facing a lot of legal action. So very understandable on the part of all parties there. But there are already rumors circulating Reddit and Discord of a new mod to take the place of BeatOn. And finally, Shell Games recently teased a new mission coming for I Expect You to Die in their newsletter. So I Expect You to Die, fantastic game on the Quest. I've only played 2 or 3 of the missions so far. I still have a lot more to go, and apparently we're going to be getting a new mission pretty soon as well. All right, that's going to do it for all of the Quest-centric news for this past fortnight. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, stay tuned for more, maybe tell a friend, and remember to never stop learning.